Hello everybody and welcome back to Neptune's Rings. We're here today again with Space Engineers. Where we left off we had just finished up, just kind of, taking care of some loose ends, doing a quick tour of the base and welding up some components as well as finishing up our rocket up here. This is going to take us to space hopefully. As soon as we dock it up and fuel it with some hydrogen. However, I figured we were going to save that for a later episode. We'll probably go to space in the next episode. I was reminded by, I believe, James Metis? Jan Metis? I hope I'm saying that right. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. Um, but something I've been wanting to do, I've just been putting off and I'm stuck on something. Something I've been kind of just putting off and forgetting to do is to build a drilling rig on the base itself, not necessarily a ship, but a drilling rig that'll just um, be stationary and bore down into um, the rock side here at the base. So we're going to do that. We're just going to clear out this area. This is where the assembler and refinery were. They weren't doing anything, or the basic assembler and refinery. They weren't really doing anything, so I just cleared them out so we can pipe in through here and put the drill right here. So that's what we're gonna do. And I was gonna put it over here, which is probably where Jan meant to put it. That makes sense, but I've left this connection open for a connector to connect ships because I've also been working on this guy off camera. It doesn't look very great. It's kind of boxy, but I'm not finished with it, as you can see. But this will basically serve as a recon ship for us to go and find resources here on the planet, as well as possibly at some point moving our base elsewhere out of these icy mountains, because I would like to be near an ice lake or something. Like, there's too much ice, not enough lake, too mountainous. It's hard to really build a good rover on this terrain, so I figured maybe in the future we'll move our base if we decide to stay on the planet, or we can even convert this into our first large ship that will go into space. We'll figure that out, I'm sure. But for now, we'll go ahead and get onto our mining rig here that we're going to set up. I'm just going to put a couple um, conveyor tubes. I'm actually going to put one more. I was going to put the conveyor box there, but I'm going to put it out right here. Just give us a little bit of distance from the base. Actually, we need it right here now that I think about it. We're going to put a piston going up right there. And on top of that, I'm actually going to, well, of course I would need steel tubes. When don't you need steel tubes? Let's see. You can access the inventory from here. I'm not entirely sure if this is the most efficient place to access it, but it works. Steel tubes. Large steel tubes. Those are the ones that always get me. There we are. I'm doing this purely because I want to extend this piston. Max distance. We're going to go ahead and extend it. Almost extend. I'll go ahead and weld this up. And I want to do that so that we can build, when we put our pistons up here on this side, we can put more than just one. Maybe we'll probably fit two? We'll probably fit two pistons here. And that'll give us about 20, I think these are 10 meters extension, so it'll give us about 30 meters or so extension down into the ground. Which actually, kind of wanted to do this a little differently. Yeah, give me one sec. I'm gonna change up this design very slightly. How's my inventory full if I just welded this up? Oh, I guess the steel tubes. That makes sense. Okay, perfect. Oh, nope, never mind, not perfect. Alright. See, I forgot I want to put a rotor on here, which isn't 100% necessary, but it'll kind of extend the life of our drill a little bit. Makes it a little bit more future-proofed. Not that this is going to stay around forever, but at least it won't be a one-shot thing. It can do a few little drilling runs. I completely forgot what I needed to grab. Completely forgot. Okay, let's see. Steel tubes, that's good. Construction components, duh. Probably don't need that much actually. We're probably gonna need some more of these. There. Perfect. Now we'll put the drill on top, or the piston, I'm sorry. Perfect, we can weld that up immediately. Okay, and that way, once we're drilling down, we can kind of rotate the drill in different directions to get a little bit more distance going, or a little bit more ground coverage than just if it was to. Did y'all see me grind down that block? I did not even. Dang it. Are you like destroyed? Okay, I can fix you. You destroyed my rotor though. Or not destroyed, but you really damaged that. Everything else seems okay, but that's like a quarter my power down now. Ay, ay, ay. Oh well, I will take care of that in just a moment after I finish up my little piston assembly here. Just a little bit more. Can actually control it from here. Piston. Let's go ahead and reverse it. And we're going to put a curved pipe on the top of this. Now I'm going to kind of do a bit of overkill on the future proofing. I'm not sure if it's worth it. So let me know what you think in the comments if it's worth it. But I'm going to put another piston heading off in that direction to get a little bit more distance from the base, which means also a little bit more. That's not the direction I wanted that. Perfect. Which means also a little bit more life out of this setup. As we rotate, we can cover about this much, like this entire chunk here will just be mined out completely eventually. And I don't gotta do it by hand. From this point though, could add another rotor, but that's a little much. I think we're just going to put another curved piece like that. Let's go down a little bit. Then the right direction, yeah. One. Oh, I need to go get fuel. Fuel critical. Well, good thing I have. Here we are, hydrogen tank. Have a ton of hydrogen already. Already mined out, or not mined out, refined out. Nowhere near enough to really get our large ships off the ground. Well, I guess they would get off the ground, but they wouldn't last very long. Okay, let's. Oh, I'm doing this backwards. There we are. Okay, perfect. And I think that's all the room we have, and we have to put the drill on here. Which actually, we can just put the large drill on. I know if you're trying to save on parts, you can actually attach a small drill by using an advanced rotor and grinding that off and putting a small rotor head on it, and it'll allow you to put a small drill on that. But we're not hurting for parts that much yet, so we're just gonna put a large drill on here. It'll be fine. Kind of getting excited for this. Can I grind you? Thank you. Need small steel tubes. I can't reach in there. It's not even welded. Oh. Oh no, I should be able to reach it. I was thinking I can't even reach in there. Because it's... I thought it was unreachable, but it's quite reachable. Oh boy. Need to make some small steel tubes. What was I doing here? I was making other stuff. Yep, and this is why we're doing this, is because our iron is running low. So I'm gonna go and do a quick mining run and grab some more iron, and I'll bring it back when I'm back here with it and continue building. Hey guys, welcome back. I was actually able to find a lot of scrap metal just laying around my base, and with that, I didn't have to go on an iron run. Was able to convert a lot of that into, iron, and get most of this constructed up. And I think missing just a few more steel tubes. That's fine. Oops, that's not how I wanted to do that. It was effective though. Nope, that's not gonna work because it's not piped up. And you can't pull out of those. So, gotta run back here. Yep. Perfect. Just enough. Well, a little bit more than enough, but like close enough. Which one was it? Oh, it was this guy. Got it. Alright. And our drilling rig is now complete. Wow. That wasn't as nearly as bad as I was expecting. Okay, so now all we have to do is turn it on and see how well it works. It's gonna get a little bit confusing because we gotta figure out what goes with it. Okay, so let's start by turning on the drill. Oh boy. Yep, okay, that was that drill. I'm gonna share the inertia tensor, which basically just means that oh, this is a piston. It just basically means that it's gonna share its inertia with the entire base, so it's not gonna shake around a bit, because it's the calculation for it's gonna share the mass with the entire base, so it's gonna think it's really heavy and very solidly built, so it's not gonna want to like rip itself apart. And I think the best way to do this is to go from piston to piston and actually rename it drill rig 1 piston 1. That way we know which one this is. I'm gonna go ahead and rename the drill on here as well. Because it's gonna try to show us the drills from our ships as well. So drill rig. Alright. Okay, that's on. Using conveyor system should work. We'll go back to our pistons. If I can do the alphabet. There we are. Okay, and we're going to set the velocity to very slow because we want to mine as much as possible. There we go. this and just slowly go into the ground. We don't want it to be hitting. We want it to mine out slowly before it even hits the ground. So it looks like it's doing a good job. Could possibly go in a little bit slower, but that looks fine actually. Yep. There we go. We have our little mining rigs going to do our mining for us. Don't even have to get in a ship, and it'll just go out and get all that stone for us, and mine out to whatever materials. And it might even hit some ice down there, so we'll get some ice to make hydrogen. Yeah. Don't even have to worry about it. Let's go about, or it should go about 30 meters deep. Okay, now for the next piston. Drill, rig, piston, 2. And we're gonna set this to also go, what did I have it at? 2, 3? I think I did 3. Share inertia tensor as well. Yep. That'll go down. Let's check on how the oh, okay, here we go. How the inventory is managing this. We can find our refinery. It's not making it there. It's gonna probably be in the drill still. Yep, there's a drill rig. It's collecting lots and lots of stone. Where is it pumping it out to? That's the question. Stone into... Ah, my ejector's getting rid of it. Off. That would be entirely my bad. Okay, so the ejector shouldn't be pulling it anymore. At least not getting rid of it. Where are you at? Okay, good. The ejector filled up. That was quite the mistake on my part. Okay, so it's coming to the small cargo. I'm going to actually go into the refinery and refine that down. Ooh, big numbers, big numbers. Okay, let's find the last piston. We're not going to do it from here because one of these is okay. That was maybe not the best idea on my part because now the other one is right there. Ah, don't fall into the drill. Here. I'm a little stuck. Just a bit. There we are. Hello. Okay. Drill, rig, piston, 3. It's also going to share inertial tensor. Nope, not going to do that. Reverse at 3 meters per second. That seems to be a good speed. Getting a decent sized hole here. And then we'll go ahead and name this one drill rig translation piston. Okay, name it here. Drill rig translation piston. It's also going to share. There we are. That's how you build a drill rig, and you can get as fancy as you want with these. You can put more drill heads on them. You can put just the one. You can do more drills, pistons to go deeper. You can put more rotors to give it more more versatility. Are you still going down? Or are you done? You seem to be done. Okay. But that's why I put this rotor here, so we don't just have this one tunnel here. We'll have like a circle going out here and get all this area, as well as I put the other piston up there so we can get gradually bigger and bigger circles and therefore mine out more area. And I can group these 3 pistons and have them each going at 1 or 0.1 meters per second so that they all extend at once, which I might actually do here. Block group, drill, rig, pistons. Save. It's going to be up here at the top. I can tell them to all reverse at, say, 0.1, because then combined they're going to be reversing at Combined, they'll be reversing at um, 0.3 meters per second. Oops. Apparently I had done it right the first time. I was just moving so slow I didn't notice. I wasn't patient enough. Oops, better go fix that. Burn through a lot of fuel. I'm getting spoiled with all this easily replenished jetpack fuel. So that's still getting stored in there in the ejector. Accidentally grabbed the interior plates apparently. My bad. Refuel please. You have to give it a second to actually refuel your suit. There it goes. It's not always instantaneous. How's our iron? Ooh, that gave us a lot of iron. If we hadn't, you know, dumped like 2/3 of it. Yeah, not my Brad Sig. Strong unknown signal. My curiosity has been piqued. That is very, very far away though. Oh, I want to find out what that is. I technically have ships that can get me there. Technically. We might have to go on a little adventure here. Dang. I've never seen one of those, so we'll let that reverse out a little bit. And we'll actually, oops. Do we want to take this ship out, guys? I think we want to take this ship out, give it a little test drive. See how the battery's doing. The batteries are dead. Why are my batteries dead? Because they're trying to run the base. They need to stop trying to run the base. I want you to recharge. Okay, how much charge do you have? None. Oops, wrong button. See, that's the one problem I have with they have like 1 megawatt between them. It's not a lot of charge. Let's see how much flight time we would get if we took off right now. Of course, not before we turn these back to auto, so we don't immediately drop from the sky, because they're just recharging right now, so they wouldn't power us. Auto. 14 minutes. Yeah, no, that's not gonna work. That's unfortunate. So this ship is basically been trying to power the base. So its batteries are dead because we don't have enough power. Batteries. I'm actually just gonna let those recharge for a little bit, and then we're gonna go and take a look at that signal with this ship. So it might be smarter to go on the drill ship because it's got less battery charge, but I want to take that out for a joy run. That seems like a good idea. As well as we'll just let this come back out. While we're waiting for that, I'll readjust this so it's in another zone to start drilling out. What is over there? Cobalt, iron, and nickel. Oh yeah, I'd taken that ship out on a test flight off camera, and I went over there and found some cobalt, iron, and nickel. So made up for losing that one cobalt mining site, although it was much closer than almost 9 kilometers out. So who really won? We can actually reverse this out just a little bit faster. Whoa. Did not want that. Oh, my bad. Oh boy. Yeah, pistons can be a little tricky. Okay, are they all going back down? Yeah, they are. I gotta put an end to that before they won't do any harm because It's actually, they've already drilled out the area, so they should be fine to do that, but I want them up here. Interesting how it doesn't look like they're moving because of, actually no, I want that one fully extended. Okay, good, y'all stay there. I need drill rig piston 1, 2, reverse out as fast as possible because I just want to get this turned around. And honestly, this rig is probably draining a lot of our power. Let's see, rotor, advanced rotor. Okay. Ah, too much power. There we are, 0. If you control click on it, you can actually put in. You can actually put in the. Okay, if this is 0, then we want it to be about, let's say, 75 and 270 will be our. Actually, like 250, just to be safe. So I really didn't really explain that well at all. I'm lots of thinking. So our lower limit is going to be. Ooh. Upper limit's going to be like 250. Let's control click and we can put an actual number. 250 instead of a slider. Lower limit we said was not 90 but 75. Maybe we can do 80 probably. 80 sounds safe. And we can go ahead and give you a velocity of 0.36 RPM. Wow, I don't know why that was so hard to come out. And let's hope you. I should have honestly stayed on that control panel so I can control it. Gonna stop. Nope, it did not stop. Let's see, where is your positioning? Upper limit is 250, lower limit. Let's turn off your velocity. Yeah, I know it. So it's wanting to rotate clockwise. So the lower limit would be 90, upper limit would be that, but once you get onto the other side, so I think I need to do negative 90 and 280, right? Or 90 and 280, but between 90 and 280. Let's see if I got that right. 80 and 290 just to be safe. Okay, I have this backwards. So looking at the current angle here, my upper limit needs to be 80. And my lower limit needs to be 290? Maybe, let's see. Nope, now I just have it confused. So, oh, because I didn't change this. Negative 290. There we are. Perfect. Almost perfect. Okay. So negative 80 and or 80 and negative 80. Got it. Understanding, learning here as we go. Let's see, negative 80. Okay, so let's put it back within range. Where am I destroying stuff? Perfect. It's doing exactly what I wanted to do. Okay. So now we're going to reverse all the pistons at droid pistons at 0.3. Reverse. Go for it. Well, they should all be going. I'm not sure whether or not. But we're going to leave that there, and we're going to go and try to investigate this signal now. And I thought I had you recharging. Batteries. If fully recharged in 2 hours, could have probably near kilowatts or megawatts stored. Oh, and you're still on auto. Not recharge. And you're on auto as well. I thought I changed y'all to recharge. Oh dang. That signal's only gonna be around for another 2 minutes. And if I can only fly 100 meters per second, that's 10 seconds to go a kilometer. 10 seconds to go a kilometer. I don't know why this math is so hard in my head right now. And I go 64 kilometers, so... And you go 60 tens, which is 600, which is 10 minutes. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to make that, unfortunately. That's unfortunate. I really wanted to see what that was all about. This was my mistake. See if we can get in here and put the stone back in. Go in. Oh my god. That's why you gotta keep an eye on what you're doing. These bases get complex, you gotta remember what each little portion of it does so you don't accidentally flood your base with stone that you actually wanted. I'll not bore y'all with having to clean up the stone with me. I'll bring it back once it's all cleaned up. Okay guys, welcome back. Got that all cleaned up, and I came up here and finished extending, or set my pistons to finish extending to finish up this hole here. Let's go do a quick look at how that is doing and make sure all the stone's ending up in our refinery. Assembler. Let's find our refinery. Why are you not willing to connect to the refinery? Oh my god. There's so much of it, it won't even all fit into the refinery. Well, also because we have a ton of nickel in there, we're actually gonna move the nickel into our large container here for a little while. Should actually move the stone there too, honestly. But we're gonna put the stone here. It's stuck in the eject. That's fine. How much is in there? 1.7. That's fine. That's not really much at all. Oh my god, it's still coming in. So much stone. Should have done this sooner. We're gonna get so much nickel and silicon as well. Lots of iron though, that's my main concern. Because we were out at the moment. Okay. Okay. While that's going, yeah, the strong signal's gone, unfortunately. That's a bummer. Okay, well, that's fine. We're gonna go up here and check on the battery levels. Why are you never charged? Batteries fully charged in 1 hour. It's because the whole base is trying to power them right now. Your auto, your auto. You're also recharging. Want you to auto. Want you to auto. There we go. That's just going to deplete those batteries, so then the base is going to run out of power. Well, I guess while that's oh, there we go. We got a bar. Whoop. So, just a quick for anyone who doesn't know, the bars represent the power level in the batteries, which it seems pretty obvious. But the first bar is 25% or higher. Second bar is 50% or 50% or higher. Second is 75, and the fourth one is full, I believe. Seems to be how that would break down correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong though. Let's get this cleaned up. That might not have been the most efficient way to do that. Can stop flying, wasting fuel. Once we get these back up, we'll be making a lot more power again. The sun just coming, yeah, and the sun is just coming up too, so our solar panels are going to start producing a bunch of power soon. Our giant wall of them. Actually kind of like that a lot. I'm not gonna lie. Let's see. You. I should probably actually like weld these up now that I have the resources to do it. It's just so I don't accidentally grind it down again. Maybe reinforce them a bit as well. In case I'm like coming in too fast. How would I not have still place for this? I just ground them down. Oh, they probably came out as scrap iron. No, they didn't. Interesting. I don't know why I don't have the place for that. Some of them must have been destroyed. But I should have also had, I don't know. Interesting. One more. Over here. Nope, too high. There we are. Wind turbines. Okay, this is the direction we're doing them. I should be able to weld these all up. Because I just ground them down. Strong unknown signal detected. It's our second chance, guys. Ooh, that one's a little bit farther out though, but we have time to get there. It's on the other side of the planet. Well, I mean, I guess we'll just go on an adventure then. So hopefully we can get there with the fuel. Wow, we don't have a lot of charge in this. See, I keep on wanting to go. I really want to explore and figure out what that is, but I don't want to get stranded out there and lose my ship. Let's see, maybe two. Okay, we had about 7 minutes on 1 megawatt. So 2 megawatts gonna give us about 14, which isn't quite enough to get there, unfortunately. Dang it. Alright, we're just gonna let that charge, and probably, actually, honestly, it'll probably help if we turn off our drill. Drill rig pistons, turn you off. Because how much do you actually use? 2 kilowatts. Never mind, that doesn't pull a lot of power at all. We can keep that on, honestly. We're just gonna leave it in that position for now, cause it's not really hurting anything. We have so much stone that still needs to be processed and getting so much materials from it. We don't need to constantly be running it. Oh, not gonna come out of those two. Ground that all down. Oh my god, look at all that iron. Oh, there's still more. Where's the refinery? I know I'm being dumb. It was right above where I was. Never claimed to be a smart man, though. Okay. Well, that's running. Should probably put some more batteries on this base, too. And just, I don't know. We just need more power. Always needing more and more power. Now those are coming in. Everything should be powering up nicely. Oops, oops. Let's see, how's this ship doing on battery life? Maybe we can take this one out. Should probably also turn those off. Batteries. Battery. Fully depleted in 9 hours. Well, I mean, alright, let's see what happens. How much battery? 39 minutes. That could be a decent little outing. Let's turn our ejector on. I actually gotta go in and turn the block back on. Toggle block on. There it goes. Just gonna eject our. Just gonna use a little bit of power, but that's fine. It's a risk I'm willing to take. Go adventure to this unknown signal, and let's see what we find. Okay, so we'll see if we can get there. I'm not entirely convinced, but we're gonna try. Okay, and I'll go ahead and bring you back when we get closer if anything happens. Well, if we ever wanted to move, there's an ice lake that we could live at. Like, I wouldn't be completely opposed to that. It's not a bad area either. It's nice and flat. Just in the middle of these mountains is the problem. Like, ideally I want a nice open plain, like maybe moving into like the desert area biome, if this planet has one. And, you know, of course the problem with that is there obviously wouldn't be water, at least theoretically. Maybe we find an oasis somewhere. That could be neat. But this little journey, it's a good way to figure out what biomes are out here, where to head, what direction we want to start traveling to find a new home if we want to rebase here on this planet. And I know this is the general direction we would want to go, because I believe we're heading towards the equator since the sun is going right over us in this direction. I think that seems logical, because this is the direction that the path of the sun takes. So, just things to keep in mind. Yeah, as you can see, been traveling for a little while. I can't remember how long the signal had left when we left. I want to say it had near 10 minutes left on it. So we've been traveling for 6-7 minutes. And I don't think we're gonna make it in time, but I'm not entirely sure that the pod despawns once its time runs out. Like, the signal just might die. So we can still see what the signal is all about if we can get close enough to be able to locate it without the signal, which might be a feat in of itself. So we'll see what happens. I'll keep on trekking on. I'll bring up back if anything happens or if I reach the pod. Or actually, more likely, when the timer runs out, I'll bring you back and we'll debate our options at that point. I'll see y'all then. Okay, guys, looks like the signal's got about 30 seconds left on it, and we're not gonna get near it. I'll go ahead and keep on flying towards and see what happens, because I'm not terribly far off, just a few more minutes, so we'll see. And also, like, this biome is much nicer. I like this lake and lots of flat-ish terrain out of the mountains. That'd be nice. Seems like we're getting pretty close to the equator. Equator's probably just ahead. Oh, I lost the signal. But it's about 20 kilometers out, so we'll see. We're about 61 kilometers from the respawn pod, so about 80 kilometers is where the respawn pod, or where the drop pod, the the strong signal would have been. So we're gonna judge off that and see what we find. But yeah, and in case any of you are wondering, if you ever got fly long distances, but want to try to save fuel like I'm doing here, it's a good idea to turn off your backwards thrusters, which you can do. You can just go into your control panel here and just find the thrusters. They're labeled, thankfully. Like, that's super helpful. Just select them all, click and control click the rest, or if they're all in a row, just shift click it all, and just group them into a thruster. I just labeled them reverse thrust. Go into your G menu. Oops, that put me off. Not that button. There you go. Go into your G menu, and you can just go over here to groups and find your thrust. Drag it down to your toolbar, and then I have it labeled as to toggle on and off. You can play around with what exactly you want the command for that to be, but that's the way I did it. So. And therefore, you don't have to. I mean, you obviously on planet can't turn off your inertial dampeners, because then you're just gonna fall to the ground. But it's kind of like turning off your inertial dampeners, and you'll save power, so because you're not constantly thrusting, since you can't go over the built-in speed limit of 110 meters per second. Which, like, I miss the days when they didn't have the speed limit. You can go so fast. Which, I mean, I guess I will always try to read up on why they put it in, and something about simulations and whatnot, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, or if anyone can tell me why exactly they did it. I don't quite understand it myself. I know they needed to for some reason, but it'd be nice if they didn't have to. And I know there's mods to get around it, but I don't really want to be installing a bunch of mods. I like playing games mostly vanilla. Still might get that spray paint mod though, because I want to be able to color my ships in a logical manner. As you can see, the ship's not really colored logically, or most of them are just gray. So might get that one just so I can do some design stuff. But other than that, not really looking to get any mods. Yeah. Yeah, these are nice. Actually, this biome's a little bit less nice to live on. It's very mountainous. Wouldn't be able to get a rover in here at all, really. I guess you can kind of traverse around, but it'd be very difficult, so maybe not live out here. Let's see. Let's say we're about the equator, maybe? That would make sense, I think. Yep. We should be getting close to where the drop pod was, but I guess obviously we're not going to be able to see it from way... Okay, that was not quite what I wanted. Let's turn off our dampeners. We'll drop down a little bit, just naturally, and see if we can maybe get close enough to catch sight of something. Probably not though. This wasn't the best idea, but it was a good little outing, good attempt. Maybe, we'll find another one on the way back home, which we're gonna have to start heading back soon. Which I actually kind of wonder if we would. Oops, I thought I was holding Alt. No, I was wondering if maybe we can just go around the rest of the. Wow, I'm holding Alt. Holding Alt is the button to look around. Yeah, I was wondering if maybe we could fly around just the rest of the planet and go in a circle, but probably not. So we're just gonna head back this way, which is gonna use actually a lot of our battery power, and hopefully we can still make it. But that's worth a shot. It's a good flight, good scouting mission. Took not terribly long to get out this far, so that's not bad. I'll go ahead and bring y'all back when I get back to base. I won't make y'all stand here or stay here and watch the entire flight back, because it was pretty long and not much really happens. So I'll see y'all when we get back to base or something interesting happens. Welcome back, guys. We made it back. Unfortunately, as y'all saw, we didn't find that signal, and we didn't run into any more. So that was a bit of a failed venture there. That's okay though. We're back here at our base, and things have just been kind of chugging along here. Our ship is still working on recharging, but oh, it's almost done actually. Should be above 75%, I believe. Check out the battery. Yeah. So max stored power is 3 megawatts. Oh yeah, it's almost there. Very, very close. So this should get this ship flying around for a good little while once we're ready to take it out. And this has a large ore detector on it, so we might just equip or stick our mining ship on it, top it with the landing gear, and go out looking for some ore deposits at some point. That might be how we end up using the ship. But also, that's a wolf. Interesting. I hadn't seen those yet. Like I know I had them on in the game. I just haven't seen one. Okay, well, it's good to know that we need to be looking out for those. But as I was saying, we have our I can't quite reach. We have our drill here, so we're pretty stocked. Oops, wrong way. Pretty stocked on materials. Have a ton of nickel to still sift through. Ton of silicon. Good amount of cobalt. Great amount of iron. Could always have more iron, but you know, oh my god, we have so much nickel. I didn't realize. So we're not gonna really have to go out on mining trips anytime soon. So our next goal is gonna be to get this docked up so it can start refueling, which means we're gonna have to move this big guy so that we can transfer through there since the connector is on the bottom. But that's fine. That's almost done charging, and we can. It should have a landing gear, I think. It does not have a landing gear, but I can just put one on real quick. Um, and just go land it somewhere. Or I could also just pipe a connector through the roof of here and just have landing pads all over this place. Might actually do that one just for versatility. Have this filled up with hydrogen. Maybe go ice mining, because I was hoping that this drill would have run into some ice down here. It looks like it hasn't. I should actually also turn it off. We don't need to keep the drill running, it's just a waste of power. Let's see, drill rig, pistons, drills, drill rig. There we are. You gotta turn off. Thank you though. Not that it uses a ton of power, but it is wasting power, so I'm just gonna have that off for now. But in between episodes, I'll get that connector piped up and have the ship that'll go into orbit filled up. So in the next episode, we'll be able to go out into space and mine some asteroids, find some silver and platinum, which will let us build some more thrusters and maybe start construction on our orbital shipyard in the next episode as well, so we can make a bigger ship. Basically, move this big blueprint up there into space and start with that. Maybe start planning out a cargo ship that'll bring resources from the planet up into space, because we're gonna need to take a lot of ice up there to fuel things, and as well as it's gonna take a lot of fuel to get all the resources up there. But all that in the episodes to come.